I moved to Chicago 16 years ago, not because I love the snow and the cold and brats and beer. I do love all those things. But because I had a lifelong dream, a passion to study improv comedy and sketch comedy at the world famous Second City Theater here in Old Town. Hey man, here we go.
My name is Adam Voss. I'm a father, an entertainer, and I'm a marketing geek on the hunt for cool brands. I've only got 12 minutes to tell you about their stories in our city. This is 12 for 12.
I love this place. I love the energy. When I came here to the Second City for the first time, I had stars in my eyes. Like so many actors and young people, I wanted to be an improv comic and I wanted to go to Saturday Night Live. What I've learned from this place, how to listen, how to take risks, how to say yes and then go forward. I use it every day. I use it on the show, I use it in my life. With 5 theaters, nightly shows, and a touring company, a world-class training center, and dozens of courses for kids and adults, the world's first film school dedicated to comedy, the comedic marketing acumen of the Second City works, spacious classrooms, common areas, and a restaurant bar. The Second City is truly a comedy enterprise, and the show's just getting started. Mark it, Mark.
Tyler interview, take 1.
Tyler, so you are the creative director, and you're the son of Andrew Alexander, the man that really founded all of this in, what, 74 bought this place?
He bought Second City in Toronto first, and then a few years after that, he had an opportunity to buy Second City here in Chicago with his partner, Len Stewart.
How has it been working for your dad?
We both see eye to eye creatively on a lot of things, which makes things a lot easier. But he will see this and he'll probably lose his mind. Like, you're wearing a baseball hat and a baseball jersey.
Of 2 conflicting teams.
That's something that he'd be okay with.
What's fair?
It's a Michael Jordan.
Walking past the familiar faces that line the walls, it's easy to see how they've become the most renowned improv comedy enterprise in the world.
Carrie Sheehan interview, take 1.
Carrie,
Adam,
I apologize for my shirt.
I apologize for my shirt.
So you run the training center here at Second City.
I do.
You have improv for anxiety classes, you've got summer camp classes.
So it really just kind of came out of the need to train people to be on the Second City stage. Now, there's about 3,500 students coming here a week from ages 4 all the way up through a senior citizen program now, which is called Humor Doesn't Retire, which is really cool.
How many instructors do you guys have?
We have probably about 200.
person.
We've got one, he's really good. Yeah.
Tim O'Malley, we'll be talking to him soon.
Yeah. No, we have about 200 people on our faculty.
Wow.
Of course, that's one of the formulas of Second City, is to put together a diverse ensemble of points of view, and that's what creates awesome shows.
What would you recommend for this show?
I haven't seen this show yet.
If you were to tell me 10 years ago I'd be the head coach at BYU, I would have told you, go f*** yourself.
I was here in the early 2000s and I took Tim O'Malley's class and I was in levels 1 through 5 and I didn't finish, I didn't go all the way. Being back here, I feel all of those emotions. And it's amazing that the Second City has become this like media conglomerate based on emotion, real stuff.
I love you.
I love you. 20 years
Yeah.
as the best teacher here.
No, just one of many.
And how did you first find this place?
A friend of mine just kept saying you have to come down to Second City, and I was like, that's down in Old Town, it's, you know, touristy. But she brought me to Del Close's workshop. So I fell in love with the class, went to way too many shows.
What year were you on the main stage here?
By 89.
And who were you with?
I started out with Joel Murray, Pasquazi, And then Farley moved in, and then ended up working with, you know, Tim Meadows, Bob Odenkirk, Steve Carell. So I had my hopes really set on Saturday Night Live, but they took me out to lunch across the street and they're like, we're really sorry, we're not gonna be able to hire you. But if you ever wanna send us a sketch, you know, by mail. So I started drinking, drugging, and didn't go near a stage.
For how long?
3 years.
And still, the dream to be on SNL is alive and well today.
That's a very real phone call that we get. How might I get on SNL someday? And obviously we can't guarantee anybody.
Well.
But a lot of Second City alumni are on, not just on the stage, but on the writing staff there. But ultimately, I mean, it's the most competitive gig out there.
That's probably a driving force for a lot of people that come
Yeah.
here. You know, narcissists that want to have their own show someday. So what would you recommend for this show?
A wardrobe consultant?
Perfect.
To say that the Second City built its reputation on developing the world's best comedic talent would be a dramatic understatement. Without the Second City and its performers, theaters, teachers, and classes, comedy as we know it would not be the same.
There's a work ethic and a drive that has definitely contributed to those people's success. I think a large part of it, though, is finding like who they are as a comedian, as a performer, their point of view on the world.
This place is responsible for producing some amazing talent.
I challenge you to a name duel.
Bill Murray,
Stephen Colbert,
Gilda Radner,
Keegan-Michael Key,
Tim Meadows,
Tina Fey,
John Candy,
Rachel Dratch,
Adam Voss,
Tyler Alexander.
Tyler Alexander. When did you start teaching?
I got sober in '96, and I wrote a letter to Andrew, and I said, is it possible that I could teach? And he wrote back and he said, yes, of course, we're so happy you're sober.
So tell me about the class you're teaching now.
Level E, super talented people. You'll see them when we get in there, they're wonderful.
Do you do warm-ups and everything?
We might do a short one and then just jump into a game called Pimp Freeze. So we might do that for your entertainment.
Well, let's check it out. So now I'm gonna pretend this is Tim O'Malley's level 5 class that I never finished and I'm about to graduate.
1, 2, 3, 4. That's the way you get down. Now squeeze it. 1, 2, 3. Hey Tim, show us how to get down.
I don't think so.
1, 2, 3, 4. That's the way you get down. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the way you get down. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the way to get down. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the way to get down.
So, just for shits and giggles, we'll play Pimp Freeze. 2 people will come out and start a scene. At any time, someone in the back line may yell freeze. The person that yelled freeze first will call out 2 other names. Those 2 people will come in, take over the positions, and start a completely new scene.
Oh, this is never gonna work. No. Forward trust fund. Catch me, okay? You love me, man. I love you. Freeze.
Steve here. I apologize. I might have to leave a bit early, but I'll be back.
Steve, we did have a quick question for you. Steph wanted to know if Steve? Okay, I think we lost Steve. If you could just tell me if anybody needs to go early. Nobody? Okay, good.
That was good.
Slate is the hardest part
Yeah,
of this show.
you did good.
So you are in the Second City Works.
We create content to help inform and educate with comedy, and we go into organizations and use improv skills to help practice skill building.
I want to do this really cool video to kind of get my message across of what we're trying to pitch. How would you go in and talk to the client?
So that initial brainstorming would often involve a client. We would go to treatments and present concepts to them. The client is involved every step of the way.
Well, it's kind of like an improv process, too.
That's right.
The Second City Works is a fully integrated advertising agency. It's tapping the comic genius of its talent pool to tell better stories.
What's the strangest job you've ever done for SC Works?
Oh God, thank you for asking. We went around to 14 different cities. So they would put this phone up in public places, and when someone would play with it, we had improvisers and dancers come out and reenact Angry Birds. That's what happened.
Live, that was
what happened. Then they went away.
How
14.
cool.
It was really fun.
Was
and
it a
so
successful
stupid.
campaign?
Yeah.
Coach, how do you respond to critics who say you're the devil incarnate? I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. I am not the devil. I am simply one of his minions put on earth to do his evil bidding.
I remember when I used to try to
think of funny things. By the time I got up to stage, I couldn't use it. It wasn't in that very moment.
Yeah.
It's funny, you can't cheat right now.
Right.
Although
You
we're
can't,
trying.
Because if you pre-plan, then that shows that you're not listening and responding in the moment.
Now let me ask you again. What would you recommend for this show?
Improv classes.
Improv classes. I'm just gonna keep shaking your hands. You're gonna wanna watch that.
Don't you worry.
And scene. It all comes back to you being in this place, the energy of the second city and what they do here. This place is a great brand because it's about listening and trusting and saying yes and going forward, taking a risk. And that's what it's all about. So until our next 12 for 12, take some improv classes, get out there. I, for one, am going to enjoy Old Town.
So cool.
Squeeze in, Mr. Boss. Squeeze in. There we are. Do something with these guys.
Do something.
Can we say these sexy tats? How do we see that? Can you switch around? Switch around. You go that way, you go that way. Alright, do something. Shake hands, there we go, a bit of that. Yeah, lovely.